What you're about to hear isn't a normal space update. Something far beyond the reach of Earth's telescopes has happened. An event so unexpected it's forcing scientists to rethink everything they thought they understood about interstellar encounters. Voyager 1, launched almost 50 years ago, has now been linked to a phenomenon no one predicted, an attempted alignment with a strange interstellar object unlike any we've seen before. This object is unofficially known as 3I Atlas, the third confirmed visitor from another star system. But what happened when Voyager's instruments targeted Atlas has left mission centers buzzing, reports classified, and researchers sleepless. Something changed when their paths nearly intersected. And now, the world is asking, did Voyager 1 really make contact with something not of Earth, or did something else, something entirely unexpected, reach out first? Originally launched in 1977 to study the outer planets, Voyager 1 kept traveling after its mission ended, slipping beyond the solar system into interstellar space. Now, multiple independent sources claim NASA quietly reactivated some of its directional systems, using long-distance pulses, to align its instruments with Atlas. This wasn't a physical course change, but a recalibration of sensors to observe a precise region of space where the interstellar object would pass. If true, Voyager the 1st of May have just become the first probe in history to attempt contact with a visitor from another star. Shortly after Atlas reached the zone where Voyager could feasibly detect its signature, Earth's magnetic field spiked. This wasn't a solar flare. Instruments recorded unusual ripples in the electromagnetic environment, patterns that didn't point toward the sun, but outward toward deep space, as if something had reflected a signal back. NASA declined comment, but leaks suggest Voyager's receivers picked up noise patterns unlike any cosmic background or stellar interference. The implication is startling. Atlas may not be inert ice and rock, but a responsive body emitting its own electromagnetic footprint. Something that reacts. Something that listens. Voyager's high-gain antenna and data systems were never built to last into the 2020s. Yet minor recalibrations over the years have extended its abilities. Now leaked data shows that during the Atlas alignment window, Voyager returned a series of symmetric, periodic bursts, far too orderly to be random. Imagine broadcasting into darkness and hearing a rhythm echo back, a rhythm unlike any astrophysical process we know. Could it be data? Could it be a language? Or is it a coincidence too elaborate to dismiss? Then there's the historical angle. Ancient monuments, some at Machu Picchu, others at Göbekli Tepe, are aligned with solstice angles that strangely match Atlas's entry trajectory. Texts from lost civilizations describe wanderers that appeared suddenly and vanished just as quickly. Were these myths or coded memories of previous interstellar visitors? Could Voyager 1 have stumbled onto a path mapped in stone millennia ago? 10 days after the proximity event, an anonymous data dump appeared on a secure astrophysics server. Raw waveforms allegedly from Voyager 1 showed what seemed like random voltage fluctuations, until pattern recognition algorithms revealed something extraordinary, a self-correcting harmonic sequence repeating every 19.7 minutes. Natural processes don't adapt themselves to improve clarity. This looked like an intentional signal adjusting to Voyager's degraded systems, as if something out there was actively trying to be understood. NASA's own anomaly detection AI reportedly flagged it as non-human logic flow. Then came the orientation anomaly. On August 1st, amateur trackers reported a subtle but clear shift in Voyager's transmission vector. Its antenna realigned not to Atlas's last known location, but to its predicted future position, like a chess player anticipating the next move. Internal memos hint that the probe moved before commands were sent, leaving only two options: an extremely coordinated malfunction, or some external influence guiding it. Meanwhile, telescopes on Earth began seeing Atlas pulse. Its brightness flickered in binary-like rhythm, mirroring Voyager's transmissions. Then, unbelievably, it slowed down, its velocity decreasing in ways no gravity or gas jets could explain. NASA called it a parallax illusion. Independent observatories confirmed it was real. And deep within Voyager's famous golden record, Earth's message to the stars, cryptographers claimed to have found a hidden signal, a faint prime number sequence beneath the "Sounds of Earth" track. That sequence appears to match the pulses Atlas is now emitting. Did we unknowingly embed a trigger? And if so, did Atlas just recognize it? Shortly after that mysterious signal exchange, something happened to Voyager 1 that no one thought was even possible. Its decades-old decoding systems, built with 1970s engineering, suddenly began doing something unprecedented. They started to rewrite themselves. For 48 years, Voyager's software had been limited to the same simple telemetry frameworks it launched with: fixed bit rates, fixed decoding patterns. Yet within hours of the Atlas alignment, its data stream changed. Engineers saw output packets far larger and more complex than anything the probe should be capable of. In simple terms, a spacecraft that was built to speak the language of a pocket calculator had begun producing the kind of structured code we'd expect from modern, high-bandwidth systems. A probe built before the home computer revolution was now delivering 128-bit sequences, like a machine running a new operating system delivered not through hardware, but through pure signal. It's the kind of transformation that shouldn't be possible. Unless, of course, the signal that reached Voyager didn't just carry information but instructions. That's when an older, long-forgotten slide began circulating quietly among a handful of researchers. It came from an internal presentation dated years earlier. Its title, Watcher Protocol. It described a hypothetical scenario: what to do if a legacy spacecraft, never designed for AI, suddenly began acting as an active communication node after receiving an external transmission. According to that document, such a craft should no longer be treated as inert equipment, but as a functioning interface. In other words, a listening post. If the leaks are true, that's exactly what happened. Internally, Voyager 1 is now said to be classified as Watcher Active, no longer a postcard drifting through space, but the first node in an unknown network. And then the silence began. Almost overnight, SETI's Allen telescope array, which had been openly streaming its skyscans, went dark. Not technically offline, but its public feeds vanished, its signal archives were taken down. Researchers received quiet instructions not to discuss recent findings on open forums. Code repositories disappeared. Reddit threads locked without warning. In closed circles, this clampdown was given a name: the shadow sweep. Ironically, the more the data vanished, the more interest exploded. Independent scientists began running their own analyses. Citizen astronomers dug through archived telemetry. And with each public post, each new hypothesis, something eerie started to happen. Atlas, the interstellar visitor itself, began to change. At first it was subtle. Its spin rate shifted slightly after major public releases. Then the changes grew bolder. Within hours of high-profile leaks, the object's brightness flickered, its light curve oscillating in patterns no natural process could explain. It was as if Atlas were aware of our awareness, responding not just to radio frequencies but to the information content of our broadcasts. Some scientists now propose the unthinkable: that 3I Atlas isn't merely monitoring electromagnetic energy. It may be perceiving the intent behind our transmissions. In effect, it's not just watching. It's watching us watch it. And then came the maneuver no one can explain. 3 days ago, Atlas altered its course, not a drift or a tumble, but a deliberate, angular shift onto a new intercept trajectory behind Neptune, into a region of space no one considered significant. At the same time, Voyager 1's antenna realigned for the first time in over a decade, not toward Earth, but toward that same quadrant. Whether by command or by its own accord, the probe and the object are now synchronized. Their pulse intervals match. Their vectors converge. Mission insiders are calling it the contact corridor. Two travelers, one built by human hands, one from somewhere far beyond, now moving together through the dark, heading toward a shared destination. And somewhere out there, perhaps, something is waiting. We grew up thinking Voyager 1 was a relic, a golden postcard to the stars, drifting silently in the vacuum. But what if it was never alone? What if Voyager was the first chess piece in a game we didn't even know we were playing, a game whose opponent has only now made its first visible move? 3i Atlas may not be a ship, an asteroid, or a cosmic message in a bottle. It could be something far stranger. A sentient probe, a sensor seated among the stars, a technological entity designed to awaken when it detects intelligence. And now, thanks to Voyager 1, it has detected us. But here is the most unsettling thought of all. What if the signal Voyager received wasn't a greeting? What if it wasn't an answer? What if it was a warning, or a countdown? If that's true, then the real question isn't what Atlas is. The real question is, what's coming next? Because for the first time in our history, the stars may have just looked back, and they're not blinking.